right, so guys, we also heard Troy Aikman suggesting the Packers should consider Tony Romo. Mike Florio also mentioned Eli Manning in a possible trade. And, of course, there's Colin Kaepernick. Will Cain still here with us. This is going to be fun. Max,
yeah.
What should the Packers do?
Actually, the answer is go after Tony Romo. He doesn't cost you anything but the money, and it won't even be that much, I don't think, at this moment. And if Tony Romo gets hurt again, so what? You got a hurt quarterback now. You can always go to a plan C. Eli Manning makes a lot of sense. He'd be good in the offense, obviously not mobile, but otherwise good in that offense. But he costs you a lot to get, not just with the contract, but in terms of resources to trade for him. Colin Kaepernick's not a good fit. He's more of a read option type quarterback. Like if Cam Newton got hurt, Colin Kaepernick would be a good fit there. But this offense in Green Bay relies on precision passing. Yes, mobility in the pocket is important, but precision passing. Tony Romo, considering what you can have him for and the fit and the fact that if he gets hurt, your quarterback's already hurt, you go to the next, actually makes the most sense here.
Well, I'd like to chime in. First of all, I don't think the offense relies on precision passing. I think it looks that way because Aaron Rodgers is so precise. There's a difference. The fact of the matter is you don't have Aaron Rodgers, who's the greatest that I've seen from a talented perspective. And as a result, you have to weigh your options. You don't want to bring in a quarterback like an Eli Manning who's been in New York for 13 years and haven't missed a game. And some of the other folks out there just ain't worth it. Colin Kaepernick, to me, is ideal. Not because he can throw the football that accurately, because we know that's not the case. But if you're a guy, but considering his athletic prowess, his ability to use the read option and what have you, and how you ultimately have to spy on him, and you can't just literally stand back in the backfield and try to defend the Jordy Nelsons, the Randall Cobbs, the Montgomerys of the world, the Devontae Adams of the world. I think that goes a long way. And I think that if you've got somebody like Kaepernick, who clearly is respected by his peers, who can make things happen because of his athletic prowess and his ability to run that football the way that he can, and how that could create more space and more opportunities for the receivers, I think that would be ideal under the present circumstances. If this is at the beginning of the season, that would be different. But considering we're now about 5 games in and what have you, and people are who they are, I think you adapt accordingly and you go about the business of getting somebody like that who's going to cost little, but at the same time bring you a different dimension than you may have had. I think that's the route that you go here.
Now, let me get this straight, man. Keep it short if you can. You want it to be Tony Romo because why?
They rely on precision passing. He doesn't cost you anything.
And he is the what?
Best option.
Best option. Okay, I just wanted to hear that. What?
He's very precise.
More precise than Kaepernick, and doesn't cost you Eli.
I don't know how we ended up here. I know how we ended up here. This is how we ended up here. Tony didn't return 2 straight texts of mine, so I'm not the guy arguing for Tony Romo up here. This is what happens, Tony, when your number 1 defender doesn't get a return text. Yeah, that's not you right there. The answer is not Tony Romo. I mean, for once you argue for Tony Romo and you got it wrong. The answer is this. It's Brett Hundley. That's the answer to who the Packers need to be playing at quarterback. And here is why. The Packers are not very good. The team is bad. Their defense is awful. The Dallas Cowboys tore them apart. Their offensive line is down to I don't know how deep on the depth chart at this point. 3, 4, 5. It's a mess. You put Tony Romo sitting now for over 12 months behind that offensive line, I don't want to see what that would look like. That's scary. That's not good.
Stop protecting
The Green Bay Packers were, and I have talked about him at various occasions, and I guess what some consider to be not the most friendly terms, Aaron Rodgers' team. From beginning to end, everything they accomplished was because of Aaron Rodgers. Without him, they don't win that Cowboys game. And now that he's not there, you stick with what you got. You entrench with Brett Hundley, who wasn't terrible during the preseason. Not yesterday.
3 picks yesterday.
Yeah, Molly came in unprepared. He's running scout team before he gets to that game.
Why would you be prepared as a backup quarterback?
He had completing like 67% of his passes in the preseason. He's been in the system for over a year. Yeah. The kid, to Stephen A's point, he can move around. He's athletic, like you say. All the things that Kaepernick can do.
And in the Pac-12 for a minute, Hundley was considered a future NFL star potentially.
This is your answer. Yep. Manning, Romo, Kaepernick, these are joke candidates. This is real. The answer is Hundley.